All right, I am cooking in the kitchen with my baby Alora. And for Christmas, I got an Instapot. And I'm just learning how to use this. I don't really know how to use it. I've only tried it once prior to this, and I kind of did okay with it. But I'm going to take this marinated chicken breast. If you haven't seen my meal prep your meats video, go check that out. But I meal prep and season all my meats and then put them in the freezer for marinating. But this is a lemon pepper chicken, and I'm gonna put it in the Instapot. And I'm planning on making like a Mexican soup is what I'm making. And so all the other ingredients, the chicken breast is the only thing that has fat in it. And chicken breast is really lean. It only has, I mean, I'm not for sure, but 2 or 3 grams of fat. It's less than 3 grams, however much is in a 4-ounce portion of chicken. But it's really, really low in fat. It's one of the lean meats that I frequently use. But I'm gonna put some chicken bone broth in, and yes? Yes, you'll help me do this, okay? So I'm gonna put the chicken bone broth in to cook with the chicken, and I'm gonna let the chicken get to a place where it's falling apart. And I'm gonna set it for like 20 or 30 minutes. I don't really know how long, because I'm just learning how to use the Instapot. But either way, I'm making a soup. Cook your chicken till it falls apart. And then everything else that I'm gonna add to the soup is a 0 fat item. So I'm gonna add a couple cans of Rotel tomatoes, and this is mild because I don't like super spicy stuff. I'm gonna add some mild green fire roasted chilies and some navy beans, as well as some sweet white shoe peg corn. And the things that I'm gonna add, I'm gonna cook the chicken first. See how much broth is left in the container. Hey, Laura, you're blocking the camera.
I was doing a fix.
Oh, she's lining it up for me. She's lining it up. So I'm gonna cook the chicken till it's shredded, and then I'm gonna go back and add the beans and the tomatoes and the green chilies at the very end and just set it for another few more minutes. These things cook fast. I haven't used it enough to know how fast that is. So I'll let you know, and I'll show you when I get my chicken done as well. But we are just making a really clean, low-fat Mexican soup for dinner. And I already have seasoning, lemon pepper seasoning, and this probably has some salt in it. So I'm just gonna leave everything as it is, and I'll season everything at the end when I taste the broth. All right, we'll check back in a minute. All right, I just checked my Instapot. I set it for 20 minutes, and the chicken is just falling apart in pieces. So it came out perfectly. I tasted the broth. It's salty enough. I'm probably not gonna need to add any seasonings. I may even wanna add a little bit more liquid. So I have my steamed canned shoe peg corn. And actually, this looks like it's already mostly drained. So I'm gonna add that. Diced green chilies. And my can opener is not very awesome. Oh, or maybe the can's bent. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's not my can opener, maybe it's the can. All right, diced green chilies, and these are navy beans. So I'm actually gonna drain the liquid off, and I'm gonna run some water just in the can, because you know how beans have that that gelatin type consistency? So I'm gonna actually rinse those really good. drain them. Okay, so I've got my white navy beans, and I'm gonna add 1 can of Rotel, and then I'm gonna taste this, mix it up and taste it and see what it tastes like. And this is a mild Rotel. Let me just kind of stir the broth, because I don't know if I'll need. I'm just gonna stick with 1 can of Rotel. Okay, I'm gonna let this cook in here for like another 5 minutes, and then I'll check it and I'll see what else it needs, if it needs any other seasonings or whatever. And that's kind of how I cook. But so far so good. I'll check back. I just finished my soup in the Instapot. It cooked for 20 minutes, the chicken did. And then I added the canned ingredients and I cooked it for an additional 5 minutes in the Instapot. And then I finished it off with the juice of an entire lime. So this soup, the only fat in it is from the chicken. And so I decided to top it off with some avocado, because there's definitely enough room for some avocado. So it tastes great, it's super easy, and I got to use my Instapot. So anyway, go visit theeverythinghousewife.com for more fat loss recipes, and I hope you're enjoying some of the things that I'm posting this January.